How's it going, Laser Bruisers? I'm Bobby Sixkilla and welcome back to Exit Corners. This time for chapter 25, To Leave Behind. Saint has trapped us all, apart from Ray, of course, and Beth, of course, because she's already dead, in Liza's corner, and we have to leave someone behind to open the door so that we can all leave, who will die in horrific acid melty death. Or a suicide pill, like I said, which I'm pretty sure we kept. Anyway, let's go and see how that plays out, shall we? Not well, I could imagine, but are we actually going to lose a second person? I mean, I'm shocked that it's taken this long to lose one person, to be fair, but it looks like he's aiming to take us all out now that we're getting close to the end. He just wants us all to go down. He could barely breathe. The rancid humidity wasn't to blame, nor the stench of rust and refuse. No, it was fear that sucked the air from his lungs. Dark and damp, the black corner reminded Ink of the inside of a storm drain. Not that he'd ever seen one. An awful place to die, no doubt an even worse place to die alone. I don't even know where to begin. Nobody wants so much as to suggest something. I think the others probably all realise that the first thing to be suggested is going to get shot down immediately. And we've got 25 minutes left at most. We can't just stand around forever. What's our best play? We should probably look for that information. At long last, Tiana broke the silence. I'm not doing it. That's okay. It very well better be. God only knows why I got dragged into this mess, but I'll be damned if I'm going to die for you people. Not that I blame you, but like, do you think the rest of us are here because we want to be? We got roped into this against our will, just like you. Yeah, but we don't want to be here either. Please, it's becoming increasingly clear to me that Exit Corners isn't my game, it's yours. You've all been playing longer. You're still clearly keeping secrets, and Liza didn't mention that this was her... Didn't Liza mention this was her corner? Why am I here? Who knows, just leave me out of this. We're not going to force anyone to do this. That would be murder. Whoever stays behind will need to come to that decision on their own. And what if no one comes forward? Then we all die. I don't know, but first, is anyone willing to volunteer? Hell no. Hey, easy. She was just asking the obvious question. Someone had to. Sorry, I can't. I got a lot lined up. I understand. I take it you're not going to volunteer either. You wouldn't be going around asking everyone otherwise. Sorry, there's no way I could go through with it. No need to apologise. Like you said, we're not going to force anyone. Though, I should probably mention that I'm not looking to stay behind either. That leaves me, eh? Sorry, but I won't be staying. I got a master's to finish. So no one's willing to stay. It's hardly surprising. I mean, nobody wants to die, right? So, didn't Sin say something about there being a clue hidden somewhere in this room? Or something? I don't doubt it exists, but Sin said that it wouldn't change the fact that someone would have to die. It would only make the decision easier. Now, I'm not sure what he means by that, but if I know Sin, this message may be more harmful than helpful. But like, what else are we supposed to do? No one will volunteer. As it stands, without Sin's hidden clue, you really only have two options left. I thought you didn't want to be a part of this. I don't, but if the rest of you don't come to some sort of agreement, everyone dies. So even if I'm never going to volunteer, it's my best interest to try and help you land on a decision. Fine, what is it then? I mean, if we don't volunteer, Tiana should, because she sucks, everybody hates her. As I was saying, if nobody's willing to die here, we could do one of two things. Option one would be to cast a vote. We're not voting to kill someone. I can't believe she would suggest that, because if we were voting, she would be the one voted out, because, as I stated earlier, everybody hates her. Didn't think you would. In that case, you would need to pick someone at random. Someone other than me, of course. I don't know about that. That seems pretty extreme. What's the matter? Just draw names from Liza's bag or something. It'd be the simplest, fairest way to do it. I'm not sure I like that, but assuming Ink, Ether, and Sean agree to it, I have a 75% chance of making it out alive. Certainly not the best odds, but given the circumstances, it might be our only choice. 75% looks a lot better than 0, don't you think? I don't like that idea one bit, especially not if she's not going to be in the vote. How does she get to abstain while everybody else doesn't? Fuck that lady. Yeah, what the fuck? We're not pulling names from a hat. Why'd you even suggest that? Ugh, damn it, bad timing. Oh, unless you look for Sin's hidden message. That's your only option. Anyone have any idea where it might be? Yeah, maybe. I'd be inclined to stay here and not have anyone make a decision just to kill Tiana because fuck her. This mirror's gotta be here for a reason, right? It must be related to Sin's hidden clue. Have you noticed anything unusual about the mirror itself? Not yet, but give me a few minutes. Let me try a few things. Do you want a hand? I don't know if that'll help. I think the clue is for me to find. Ugh, I'll never understand this game. You're not fucking meant to. Is it even in our collective interest to find this clue? Hank, is everything alright? No, of course not. Sorry, I was spacing out. Help us look for that message, will you? I don't know if that's a good idea. For the last time, man, there's nothing else we can do. You can't just keep shooting down every idea. So unless you're planning on sacrificing yourself, get off your ass and start searching. Ah, nah. I would do it if Tiana wasn't in here. You're right, let's get searching. Wait. Was that voice from earlier? I thought it had left. Is it trying to get me to do stuff? What does it want from me? Something the matter? Okay, try not to panic. Just deal with this rationally. Hello? Is anyone there? Who are you talking to, bud? Sorry, Sean. Just give me a minute here. Hank closed his eyes and tried to concentrate. I'm not crazy, okay? I know something's up. Hank retched as a sharp pain ran its way up his spine and into his brain. He grabbed his head in defiance. Who are you? Answer me, damn it. Come on, say something. I know you're in there somewhere. Are you talking to me? Might as well introduce myself, I think. I knew I heard something. Congratulations. I know you aren't me though, so don't even try that shit. Maybe I wanted to see how you'd react. Or maybe not. Just who exactly are you then? What are you doing in my head? I'm afraid I can't answer that. Just my luck. Even my own head doesn't feel like giving me answers. Your own head has its reasons. Oh, so you can tell me what I'm thinking too, is that it? Thinking and speaking are not so different here. Hear me out, Ink. It would be better for the both of us if you pretend I'm not here. I can't just pretend there isn't someone up in my brain. Especially if you're trying to, you know, control me. I'm not trying to control you, Ink. Are you sure about that? Because that's what it looks like. It's just a bit of prodding. You and the others weren't exactly being proactive. Listen, I can promise to keep quiet if you'd like. This feature has long since fulfilled its purpose anyway. I don't care about that. I just want some answers. Please, you've got to know something. That I might. Though, shouldn't you be trying to escape? You've less than 20 minutes before your acidic execution. Ask yourself, is the truth worth more than your life? Both are important. I see. Very well then. Let's chat. What do you want to know? I'll ask again, who are you? Are you the person behind all this? Not exactly. I'm an interested party, not an orchestrator. Can you explain what that means? No. Next question. Oh, come on. If you know something, please tell me. You're lucky I'm even entertaining your questions. You're in no position to be making demands. Fine, what's exit corners then? Is it just entertainment for you? Some kind of experiment, maybe? Oh, it's much more pedestrian than that. Sorry to disappoint. Tell me then, what's the point of this game? The game itself is irrelevant. What matters is the metagame. What's that supposed to mean? Are you gambling on our lives or something? You're rather quick to jump to conclusions, aren't you? Yeah, well, you're not exactly giving me a whole lot to go off. I just want the truth. I can understand your compulsion to find it, trust me. Unfortunately, I've been advised not to overload you with it. Your decisions, not mine, are important to exit corners. If you knew what I know, your decision making would be compromised. So this is some kind of experiment. Goodness, you're stubborn. I already told you that it wasn't. If all you're going to do is jump to silly conclusions, why don't you just get back to the game? We wouldn't want this to turn into another 4 Elements fiasco. Wait, what are you talking about? Has something happened here before? Not this place. The original 4 Elements hotel. There were a few casualties when the hotel shut down. Why have I never heard of this? Seems like it'd be big news for Bellbridge. Hard to believe I grew up here without once hearing about it. It was largely swept under the rug. Local officials were paid to keep it down on the down low. Even in sleepy Bellbridge, they're exceptionally easy to bribe. How do you know about all this? I'm intimately familiar with this hotel and its history. Wait, really? I knew the owner. They made a killing of this place. So why'd it close down? The 4 Elements wasn't up to code. It was quite the fire hazard, had poor accessibility. The owner was facing a number of lawsuits, so after one last hurrah it was destroyed. It is an interesting tidbit. Indeed, this place had quite the history. But that was over 15 years ago. It's hardly relevant now. How do I know you're telling the truth? For all I know, you're just trying to distract me from the more important questions with some made-up backstory. That's an excellent point. How do I prove that I'm telling the truth? Let's see. I've got it. The Four Elements was infamous for housing a few dangerous guests over the years. Paranoid, the owner implemented a few emergency measures. As a result, even without any keys, all of the standard doors could be unlocked from the outside. Wait, really? How? You simply need to pull the door handle out. Then rotate it counterclockwise. That sounds very illegal. It certainly was. Remember those lawsuits I mentioned? Huh. Still, this is great info. We can use this to escape. It won't work on the door at the top of the ladder. In fact, it won't work on any door linked to one of Scent's monitors. But any of the dead-bolted doors? That trick should work fine. Give it a try and you'll see that I'm being genuine. Damn, I should have known better than to get my hopes up. Every kernel of knowledge is valuable in the right context. Anyhow, I've been advised to go quiet for a bit. What? You can't just leave? We'll speak again later. No, we'll speak now. We might not be alive later. Answer me. Please wake up. Ether? Now's a really bad time for a nap, buddy. And that's Sean. Why are they yelling? At last, Ink opened his eyes, steadying himself with a nearby pipe. He pulled his sore body off the floor. Ink, what happened? I'm not sure. You okay, man? Did any of you hear that? Hear what? Yeah, what do you mean? You mumbled something and just collapsed on the spot. How long was I out? About 10 minutes? I've been doing my best to keep track of time in my head. Ah, crap. I'm so sorry, I have no idea how that happened. Has anyone found anything useful? Not yet. Scent's message is still hiding somewhere. What about the mirror? Liza? Nothing yet. I'll keep searching though. But if we don't find anything in the next 5 minutes, I think we should draw names. That idea sucks. I'm not putting my name in. I don't care. You can do what you want. But YouTube would do it, right? Ink? Ether? You know. If it came down to it? Maybe. Get out of here, Ink. As if I'm going to let you do that. Hey, calm down. That's only if we don't find the message in the next few minutes. So does that mean you're finally going to help look for it? Yeah, I give. Let's find it. Cool. Where should we look then? It feels like we've searched this whole room already. Give me a second here. Sure. Let's smash the mirror. Okay, so if I was Scent, where would I put an important secret? It has to be in the mirror, Ink. Why are you so convinced of that? It just feels right. Besides, it's the only thing in this room that doesn't have a clear purpose. Are you sure about that? Because there's something else in this room that is just as superfluous. No, there isn't. Only Tiana. Is there? It's the keyboard. We never had to use that keyboard, not once. I thought we ought to have a closer look. Sean, being the closest to the keyboard, stooped down to look at it. He placed his hand over the keys as if to begin typing. Anything seem different about those keys? Looks like a standard keyboard to me. Though, I guess the plastic's kind of fucked up. It's hard to find the home row. Huh? Let me see. Ink approached the console, kneeling to examine the keyboard. Sean was right. It did look suspicious. As Ink ran his hands along the keyboard, however, he instantly knew something was off. They're bumpy. Every single key. It's Braille. Hey, Liza. Yeah? There's no two ways about it. These keys have Braille letters on them. I think you should give these a once-over. Liza stepped forward and touched her hands to the keys, gasping as her hands ran over the plastic. One by one, she touched each key in sequence. Liza, what's happening? Ignoring the question, Liza whipped out her Gemini and began to type. She messaged her father? What does that have to do with this? After an uncomfortably long silence, it appeared that he'd responded. They sent a few more messages back and forth. Is that what you think, Dad? In a staggering series of motions, Liza stepped forward, extended her arm and dropped her Gemini through a hole in the grate below. What? There's no reason for that. It doesn't matter now. I'm staying. What? Now none of you have to die. Get out of here before it's too late. Liza, don't. It's not worth throwing your life away. So do you want to take my place? Is that it? Well, of course not. So get out of here. It's very brave of you to do this. Thank you, Liza. With a sigh, Liza placed her hand on the scanner. Just get out of here before I change my mind. See, Sean? This is why I was hesitant to look for that message. Is it really all that bad, though? What the fuck? Of course it is. How can you even say that? It's heartbreaking, but having someone volunteer means we don't have to resort to voting on random chance. Yeah, but I don't want Liza to die. Do you want anyone here to die? I don't think you should be asking me that. Well, no, but then this is the best outcome you can hope for. Choosing someone against their will or staying behind yourself would only cause you more grief. You ought to be thankful for the sacrifice Liza is about to make. Now let's get out of here before Sint kills us. Liza, thank you. Exasperated, Ink kicked a nearby pipe, nearly stubbing his toe. Damn it, Liza, are you just gonna let Sint have his way? It doesn't matter anymore. You won't be able to talk me out of this. Beth said the same thing. I just want to know why. What did the message say? Why are you suddenly so set on doing this? It's pretty personal, you know. Please tell me, Liza. I don't want this to be my fault. Fine. The message said two things. Firstly, my father's liquidating his company. So? That was everything to me. I spent years preparing to take up the mantle of the Thatcher Biometrics CEO, and just like that, it's gone. That was my one shot at doing something meaningful with my life. What? You know that's not true, Liza. I wouldn't expect you to understand. And what makes it all worse, the second part of Sint's message, was the news that I'm gonna go blind again. Hold the fucking phones here. What did you just say? I'm not going over this a second time. Ink can just fill you in after you've escaped. What did the message say specifically? Sint is going to disable my vision the moment I step foot outside of this hotel. I know that's within his power. He's done it before. Again, I don't expect any of you to understand. I had come to terms with my disability long ago, but I was so excited to finally see again. Having it taken away at the last minute is immeasurably disappointing. Oh, Liza. I'm sorry, that really sucks. This can't be the end, though. You've still got so much to live for. Do I? You've all seen firsthand how useless I am. I've been focusing on the wrong things for too long. I've got no skills, no sight, and no future. Hell, I barely have any friends. When I messaged my father about all this, do you know what he said? Don't be so selfish. And you know what? He's right. I hate it, but he's right. I am selfish. While the rest of you were searching for Sint's message, I was just staring at my reflection. But you thought, I don't care. A normal person would have started looking elsewhere within minutes. But I didn't. I was obsessed. Isn't that sickening? How fucking vain does a person need to be for that? You've never seen yourself before, I can understand. Well, not since you were like 4 or whatever. So you know what? I'm done being selfish. I may not be able to do anything with my life anymore, but the rest of you can. Ink froze. Not in a million years could he have diffused this girl. Just promise you'll remember me, okay? I'll remember you, Liza, always. Looks like Ether's given up on talking her out of it. I guess I can't blame her. Is there really anything we can do at this point? Are you absolutely sure you want to go through with this, Liza? Yes. Even if it'll be painful? I don't want you to suffer, Liza. The thought of it... I already have a plan for that. She's got the suicide pills. Nice. What do you mean? I still have these, remember? Liza procured a small container from her bag and flashed it in Link's direction. That's exactly what my plan would have been too. Hold the thing. As soon as everybody's out, suicide pill. Oh jeez, I forgot about those. Can we take the bottle though, just in case? You take one out, or a couple out, and we take the bottle with us, we might need them again. Is that... Once you've all escaped, I'm gonna take one. What? It's potassium cyanide. Yeah, she'll be dead in like minutes. Even if I have to die, it doesn't mean I have to suffer. You're not actually gonna go through with that, are you? What, you'd rather she sits here in fucking acid and dies over the period of half an hour, or an hour? What is wrong with that? Why would I not? I'll swallow the whole damn bottle if I have to. Yeah, fucking A. Liza took a defiant step forward as she spoke. Tiana wasted no time in backing right off. Liza, you're being belligerent. I'm saving your goddamn life. I can act however I want to, okay? Yeah, exactly. Shut up, Ether. She can be belligerent if she wants. I don't know if it's possible to feel so angry. It hurts to see you like this. And get out of here. Lucky you, you'll never have to see me again. I don't care. Your time's almost up. Are you gonna leave? Or are you gonna stand around like idiots? What? Ink turned his attention back toward the terminal. Whoops. Sean? Sorry, Ink. Liza? What the hell are you doing? Stop goofing around. I ain't goofing. I'll keep the door open for the rest of you. Looks like you get your wish after all, Tiana. Sure, no, what's gotten into you? Like I said, Ink, I'm sorry. I've changed my mind. I already said I'd do it. Yeah, but you don't actually want to. You're just angry. Letting you go through with this would be irresponsible. Besides, I couldn't just let a pretty girl like you throw her life away, now could I? That'd hardly be gentlemanly. You're probably the least gentlemanly person I've ever met. Fair enough. Still, it'd leave a bad taste in my mouth. Don't let things end this way with your father. Escape from this place and go talk to him. You don't know anything. I know more than you think, little lady. Trust me on this one. You don't want to leave anything unsaid. A terrible dizziness gripped Ink as he was struck with the reality of what was happening. Sean, don't do this. How many times are you going to make me apologize, huh? I know this sucks, Ink. I'm going to ask you to keep your head up. How the hell am I supposed to keep my head up when my best friend is dead? There's always a chance I'll make it out somehow. Maybe this is some kind of test, you know? I might win a new car for being so selfless or something. Yeah, maybe you're right. Ink tried his best to show Sean a reassuring smile, but he knew full well that his friend's fate was sealed. We need to go, Ink. We're about 22 or 23 minutes in. Sean, there's nothing to say. Get out of here, you two. Also, might be a weird thing to say at a time like this, but I'm definitely shipping the two of you. Yeah, timing kinda sucks, you know. Don't it? Now scram. With nothing else to say, Sean turned his back on the others, his hand never leaving the terminal. Ethan had to forcibly turn Ink around to get him to look away from his friend. She guided him toward the ladder. At its base was Liza. She looked hopelessly lost, perhaps more so than Ink. Please give him a suicide pill. Please. I don't understand. It was supposed to be me. Don't just stand around, you two. You'll have plenty of time to be mopey when we escape. Shut up, Tiana, you asshole. No, this discussion is over. Now start climbing. With some prodding from Tiana, Liza finally complied. Ethan went up next, followed by Tiana. Finally realizing he'd run out of options, Ink scrambled up the ladder himself. He felt light as a feather. You expected me to say something? I ain't great at goodbyes, you know. What am I supposed to do with you gone? Feels like I wouldn't have a social life if not for you. You'll be okay, bud. You've come a long way since we first started hanging out. Ink watched his shadow dance on the floor below as he fidgeted about. I don't want you to die, Sean. Don't look so glum, bud. You still got a game to finish. You seem so unfazed by it all. Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm plenty upset. You're hiding it real well if that's the case. I don't want the last thing I say to be some expletive. I wish I could be more like you. I get panicky over everything. Oh, is that right? Want to trade places then? Kidding. Just kidding, my guy. Should have seen the look on your face. Joking right up until the end. You gonna leave or what? I was planning on curling up into a ball or something. One last thing. I'll never forget what you did for me. Not just here, but back at BBU too. Thanks. Ink took a deep breath, tears welling in his eyes. Goodbye, Sean. See you around, Ink. Did we leave him a suicide pill at least? Suddenly nauseous, Ink couldn't help but double over. First Beth, now Sean. How many more people have to die? I'm so sorry, Ink. The girl cocooned him in a tight embrace, which Ink welcomed with open arms. Her hood caught a few stray tears as they held one another in silence. Hey, sorry to interrupt, but where'd Ray go? Ink cleared his throat as Ether pulled away. I don't know. He said he'd be right outside. You think he went to the blue wing? Yeah, I don't see where else he could be. Let's check it out. We're heading in that direction anyway. Let's keep an eye out for him. Keycard in hand, Ink led the others through the main hallway and into the blue wing. The contestants walked in silence. Liza, seemingly off in another world, brought up the rear. Sure enough, as soon as Ink stepped into the blue wing's first hallway, he was greeted with a familiar face. Ray, what are you doing over here? We were worried about you. Hey, glad you guys are okay. Sorry for leaving all of a sudden. The door shut and locked itself, so I started yelling after you guys. Guess you couldn't hear me. I spent a few minutes trying to break the door in, but I couldn't get it to budge. I felt pretty useless, so I came over here to see if I could find more clues about what killed Beth. Oh, were you able to find anything? Not really. The glass is kind of weird, I guess. I was only looking through the doorway. But you didn't even go inside the room? Leave me alone. I'm done taking risks for today. The exes stared at one another before Ray turned his eyes to the other contestants. Hold on, what happened to Sean? He's, staying behind. Permanently. Oh. I'd be lying if I said I would miss him, but I know he was your friend. I'm sorry. Ink stammered something out, only barely resembling "it's okay" before sinking into silence. So what exactly happened in there? It was a corner. Use your imagination. It's not very helpful, man. The others can explain to you while I'm working on the puzzle then. What? You want to do it alone? Right, you never figured out what happened to Beth, did you? Think it'd be safe to try the puzzle? We don't have much of a choice. It's the only path forward at this point. That's why I'm asking to do this alone. I would be the only person at risk. Are you sure? It might be dangerous. Of course it's dangerous. Honestly, I'm feeling pretty numb at the moment. Now's probably the best time for me to try. If some kind of trap goes off, I'll just try to deal with it, I guess. Half a plan is still better than no plan. Good luck and stay safe. Thanks, I'll try. Get in, solve the puzzle, get out. Simple enough on paper. Beth's body hadn't moved an inch. Not that Ink had expected it to. Trying his best to ignore the cadaver, he gave the room a second run through, looking for any contraptions, traps, or tells. Just like the last time though, he came up empty. No traps, none that I can spot anyway. He turned to the monitor. Do I just go for it? Taking one last look around the room, Ink steeled himself and prepared for the worst. Shield to unlock. There's a keyhole. An obvious keyhole. What does shield to unlock mean? I don't know what I'm doing. Clearly. As usual. I mean, that's kind of a shield shape, right? But it's upside down. How do we make it the other way around? Or maybe it's like, Sorry, my brain's not working. My brain just gave up. My brain was like, oh, and then I turned into a vegetable. Okay, it's gotta be something like, yeah, like this, look. Here you go, that's like a shield, right? With a key in it. Okay. Ask Ink. I can ask my own brain head. Oh yeah, because no one else is here. That's it, we're good. A nearby clicking sound had Ink spin about, ready to jump out of harm's way. But no, it'd only been the clitter-clatter of the locking mechanism of the adjacent hallway. He sighed in relief. I should probably leave before I jinx it. We should try that door with the new trick we know. Pull out, turn to the left. Hey, everything went well, I guess. I think I heard the door unlock. It went fine. The puzzle was pretty easy and somehow there weren't any traps. I think it's possible that the trap could only be triggered once. That Beth set off the only one. It's possible, sure, but I wouldn't say it's likely. An idea itched the back of Ink's head as his words left his mouth. Hey, Ray. Yeah? What's up? You mentioned something about the glass earlier. Care to elaborate? Oh, sure. The glass on the floor looks like float glass. What's that? It's the kind of glass used in modern windows and stuff. Most of the pieces are pretty flat, so it looks like this glass was originally a pane of some sort. So Beth was hit with a pane of glass? Yeah, like a window or something. That's my best guess anyway. Huh. Something the matter? Shh, let me think for a sec. Ink closed his eyes and thought back on everything he'd learned today. The mirror? Hit with a mirror? The other contestants were all staring at him. Maybe it's the thing that looks like it should have been here, behind where Ether's standing. That looks like there's something that's meant to be there that's missing. Wordlessly, Ink turned back toward the room he just exited. Ink, what are you doing? Hey. Sid told me something interesting when we were alone once. Turning toward the washroom door, Ink resolutely gripped its handle and began to pull. He said that he controlled all of the electronics inside the 4 elements. Makes sense, right? He's the game master after all. He began turning the handle counterclockwise. But why did he word that statement the way he did? He controls all of the electronics. Why not just say he controls everything inside the hotel, period? It's simple enough to guess why. If it's not electronic in some way, he can't control it. 90 degrees, 180 degrees. Take this door for instance. Unlike most doors in this establishment, it's not hooked up to Sen's network of monitors, meaning he can't stop me from doing this. The door opened with a pop as Ink spun the handle all the way around. He placed his forearm against it, ready to push it all the way open, then paused. And you know what's really messed up about all this? It means Sen couldn't have ripped this painting off the wall. And he certainly couldn't have bashed someone over the head with it. A quartet of gasps echoed out from behind him. I wish I'd been wrong about this. I really do. At the very least, I'm glad I know the truth. Beth was murdered by a contestant. Worse than that, the most obvious culprit, the most obvious suspect, the number one suspect, has to be Ether. Because she was checking the doors on the other side. They were the only ones over here. I mean, it doesn't mean no one else could have done it, but Ether is definitely looking the most guilty. Just saying. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.